I don't know how this is going to look or how this is going to turn out. I'm recording this on a 2007 DSC H3 Sony Cybershot camera, and of course the second I start recording, a plane's heading over, so that's fantastic. Alright, plane is past enough now. I've been wanting to do content creation for a long time, since I was quite young, and I don't think I'm going to get rid of the older videos that are on this channel, because they hold memories, and honestly, it's just a little kid playing around, doing whatever the fuck children do. There's no reason to get rid of that. Why not? I don't care. My ego doesn't really care if people see me as a cringy little child, because everyone was a cringy little child once. And I also have some more emotional stuff, which I probably won't get rid of because, like, I've been wanting to do content creation and record videos and do loads of different things, and I think I am gonna try and stick to that and put some stuff out more regularly. God, I hope the audio on this ain't horrible, or it ain't too quiet. I mean, I probably can fix that by post or some shit, but yeah, no, honestly, I want to try and create content again. I've been struggling with my mental health, but I've also been improving it massively and made gigantic changes in my life that have improved things quite drastically. But honestly, nope, that won't work. Honestly, I think I'm gonna be creating a lot more content. The plan would be to start exploring the world, to go to distant places, to, see the amazing life and beauty around in different countries. I mean, right now it's overcast, but actually perhaps the sun will separate a bit. There's a lot of beauty in everything, even an overcast, rainy, muddy day. There's so much beauty, there's contrast in the sky, there's diffused lighting, there's so much more than what most people see it to be, and I think there's a lot of beauty that people overlook in life. But yeah, oh god, another plane, god damn it. But yes, welcome to my channel once again, I suppose. The last video I made, not the one of the snake, that's just my snake being cute. I think the previous video, that was like that was more than 2 years ago. That was a long time ago now. I was in a very different place then, and had not realized a lot of things that I do now. Which, very different person. We grow, we change, we become new people as time passes. Yeah, no, I'd like to make more content around really just whatever the fuck I want. If it happens to be another aircraft. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's right there. A lot of busy air traffic today, clearly. A lot of busy air traffic today. God damn. But yeah, no, I'm gonna edit the shit out of this video. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm thinking, even if this video isn't great, even if what I'm putting out ain't the best right now, that doesn't matter. Consistency and actually doing something, starting something, is a lot better than doing nothing. And it's something I'd like to do, and it's something I'd like to pursue, and perhaps something I'd like to do a career in. Because, I would like to explore the world, and recording that journey might be an interesting thing, but that will take a long time from now. So for now, it will just be me rambling in the woods like a weird little forest creature. But yeah, I mean, if I ain't speaking into the void, there's someone watching, and someone finds this interesting. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, no, that's the introduction to whatever the fuck this is. I have been my entire life a very, very factual, logical, scientific person, and I still am. But recently I've been delving into the spiritual aspects of life through a scientific lens, and also letting go of a scientific lens. I've never been a religious person, and I doubt I ever will. But that doesn't mean I won't look at religions and look at what they teach and respect that to an extent. There are so many lessons to be learned from everything in life. There are so many different things that we overlook. One is consciousness itself, actually looking at our perspective, looking at what is behind these eyes, our thoughts, and actually comprehending that is a very, very mind-bending reality, I suppose. It's weird to think about. But I don't really have a script going to this. I just started recording for the sake of recording. This is me now, and I'll probably just ramble about things that come into my head. I don't know. But, yeah, gotta start somewhere. I'm probably gonna just take a second to think of what the fuck I'm gonna say. My most viewed video on this channel, the most viewed video, the most engaged with video was me, for all intents and purposes, having a mental breakdown in front of a camera and talking about my problems. So that's an interesting thing, and it had a lot more engagement than I expected. And to anyone and all of the people who commented on that video and said those kind words, I do deeply appreciate that, and did deeply appreciate that, and that is a lovely thing. And perhaps some of you watching might be those same people, perhaps not. I am a lot better than I was back then. First, I'll just say that I am a lot better. I've done a lot. I still have bad days, but so does everyone. But I've done a massive amount of self-work and help on myself. I never got any help. Like, from that point, you know, I never got any help. I never got any help from the NHS. They put me on a bunch of drugs, medications, different things like that. Never helped, never did anything. I was pretty much left alone, and my choice was to die or fix my problem myself. And I chose to survive, and through self-reflection, and this is one of the reasons I've become more spiritual, because when you go through an immense amount of pain, it changes and fundamentally shifts your view on reality to an extent you just cannot comprehend. And pause for a plane. I lost a large amount of footage to the void, because this camera apparently can only take video clips up to 10 minutes before it just turns itself off. That is lovely, that is fantastic. I'm setting a timer. At this point, I think I was talking about perspective and pain. And yeah, no, if you've been through a lot of pain, it completely changes your perspective on life, and it can definitely put you on a different course and make you much more empathetic, I think, and more willing to want to help other people. But, you know, I was saying, I think what helped change me in life was martial arts. I started doing martial arts, my martial arts, a lot about breathing and relaxation of muscles. And there's another plane the second I start talking. And it's about breathing and relaxation of the muscles. And when you have very relaxed muscles as well, momentum and mass and physics work a lot better, because you don't have your muscles tensing up and slowing down your movements. So instead of like a punch where it's slowed down by your movements, it's like things are much more fluid and they hit you much harder than you think they would. But it's mainly about relaxation of the nervous system and body and breathing, because if you're in a stressful situation in real life and the first thing you do is and you're hyperventilating or panicking, you forget everything you know, you're going to die. If you can even in a horrible situation and stay calm, you'll survive, and you'll be able to make a more logical decision in that situation. And I think that's very valuable, and it can very much help in just general situations too. If you suffer with massive anxiety, when I used to suffer with horrific anxiety, it completely helped with that, really massively. But I had that which really helped with me, with martial arts, because it makes you confident in yourself in ways you wouldn't be before. But I had some people come into my lives and they helped change my perspective on things massively, and that helps. That definitely did help. Not to say that you need people to come into your life to help change. Change comes from within, mainly. It was just a catalyst to help me see where to go, and that was helpful and valuable. But I think I helped do a lot of work on myself, and a lot of shadow work and different things like that to look in on myself and heal. Another thing that helped me personally, I'm not saying people should do this, is hallucinogenics, like mushrooms. Now, that doesn't work for everyone. There's a lot of countries and places that are doing very extensive scientific studies and research on the topic. I do find it personally very interesting, especially considering a lot of countries are now genuinely doing these researches and studies into the potential mental health benefits of these things. And there's a lot of science and truth there. I mean, it's been used for thousands and thousands of years as a medicinal, herb and different things to help the mind and body. There's a reason that's been used throughout human history. That's not, and now science is catching up and we're doing research into that, and I find that very, very interesting. and I do find it very, very interesting personally. But it's not something I think everyone should do, and I think if anyone did want to do it, that's, you know, personal, and they need to do their own research and be responsible. Never just dive into something like that, it ends badly. You have to do your own research and be comfortable and have a good headspace. And yeah, I'll be in the research, I'm not going to go into that too much. But it did help me. It helped me look back at things I didn't want to look at, and helped me really, really reflect. And beyond this point, now almost all of my growth has been through looking at myself and just working on the things I didn't want to. And I have made some very, very major strides. And I think it's good. I'm in a lot better headspace than I was, and things are looking good. But yeah, that's a... What do I say now? I think a lot more people should spend time in nature. Go outside, just spend time outside. It's very grounding. It's very, very grounding, and it really does help, I think. Just being out here, you can just help clear your head, and not many people do that anymore. I think we should spend more time out here. Even on a cloudy day or overcast day, people see it's miserable and rainy and wet and soggy, but I think this is beautiful. I think there's beauty in everything, even the things most people don't look at as beauty. Is that a plane? No, but like on a day like this, when it's cloudy and overcast, what you can look at for the beauty is the reflections on the puddles of water, the smell in the air, the contrast between the clouds and the sun peeking through. There's so many beautiful things that can be found in every situation, I think, in every moment of nature, and just observing reality and just looking, really looking. I don't know what I want this channel to be, or what I'm going to do with it. I'm probably going to just ramble, say around and shit. Quickly, before this camera turns off, that last video, the living in ASD and BPD, whatever, that video, I saw a lot of those comments on that video, and I really do appreciate what people said there, and I think it meant a lot. I'm in, you know, a lot better place now, but if any of you are watching, you know, it was appreciated. I'm a very, very different person now. We completely change over time. No river remains the same, and no person who steps in that river is the same after. We are constantly changing, we are constantly evolving. No moment is the same. We live in the present, not the past and not the future. I'm not a religious person. I don't think I will ever be, but that doesn't mean I disbelieve, nor do I believe. I'm agnostic in that sense. But I am definitely a spiritual person, and it used to be. But through a lot of pain, trial and hardship, you know, you open up to different things and looking at the world and reality in a different aspect, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think there's a lot of stuff we don't know about and stuff science is still catching up to. I think there's a lot more to this world, but I think that's something for everyone to explore in their own way, and whatever, you know, people think is right for themselves. Oh, beautiful bird flying over. This is an interesting video, but I do like the aesthetic of this camera. The reason I'm recording on this camera and not like some modern camera is because, frankly, I like the aesthetic of legacy cameras. I like the vibe. It just gives a nice look. It gives a nostalgic look, and I think it's nice to just use these older things. It's nice. I like it. I love taking photos of this. It's not great for video, which I'm using, but it's great for photography. Beautiful photography. It's insane, especially for macros. I still struggle. Oh boy, do I struggle. But everyone has good days and bad days. Everyone struggles in their own way. But for one of the first times, pretty much the first time in my life, I am actively wanting and willing to survive and see what's new. I want to see and explore this world. I don't want to just shrivel up in a ball and die, and I think that's a beautiful place to get to, personally. There's a lot to see. There's a lot to see. Well, this camera's going to turn off soon, if my theory was right. But yeah, I want to create videos more frequently. Maybe you'll hear me talking and talking, who knows. I'm going to edit this in a bunch of different ways. So my theory was correct. This camera does turn off after 10 minutes. I don't know what bird that was, but that's a cool sounding buddy, man. My theory was right, it does turn off after 10 minutes. So, talking about that, I need to set a timer quickly, so I do not forget. Okay, so this camera turns off after 10 minutes, so if I set a timer, that won't be an issue again, I won't forget that. Yeah! But yeah, put a coat on, it's getting a bit chilly. It's like 11 degrees and dropping currently. 11 degrees Celsius, because if Americans are watching, they're going to be like, what do you mean? I only use the other terminology. I don't fucking know, man. You know, I grew up online. I spent my entire childhood online. That was my socialization. I spent more times with Americans than I did people from my own country, so there's an irony to that. There's an irony. But nah, it is a pretty day, but it's a bit chilly, I'm great at dealing with the cold, but yeah, everyone gets cold. Yeah. I mean, honestly, what I hope this channel to be is just exploring and documenting different things, and maybe as I self-discover and I look into myself and heal my own wounds, perhaps I can give advice to people through this medium and help others. And if I can help others, and from what I heard from the last video I made, the other one when I was talking, from what I heard of us, apparently that helped people. I don't know how. I'm still struggling with my self-image massively. I have so many self-image problems, but I'm not building myself up. It takes time. What a beautiful day. The sky's cleared up. It's getting late. It's going to be sunset soon. Winter is always a interesting time of the year. I don't know. I could have just stopped. I mean, I already have the 2 recordings, but why not? I'm still out here. It's still beautiful. I can still talk. I can still say some new stuff. What haven't I said is the question. I don't know. I think, like, when I made that last video, I was obviously much younger. Oh, before I say that, just before, like, I made this, like a few days ago, I had this big-ass beard, man. So, you know, obviously that last video, I didn't have a beard because I was younger. And then I got much older and I grew this massive beard and I decided to shave the entire thing off. But, you know, my long hair, which I just got cut in. Hello, buddy. I love those little buddies. There's a lot of parrots in this country. It's still crazy to me. But I just got my hair cut. Like, it was not like, but it was just straight hair. It grew from a buzz cut, and I got it cut into like a kind of wolf cut, layered. I think it looks really nice. A lot of guys have insecurity issues with like long hair and stuff, and having, oh, I don't want to seem feminine or gay. I don't care, man. I'm gonna be me, and I think my hair looks lovely. But you know, I had this big beard. It looked different, but you know, I'm shaved. I'm still getting used to that. I had that beard for many years. I'm getting used to that. What was I saying? Man? Oh yeah, that last video. I was very, very alone at that time. At that time when I made that video, I had no friends. My entire reality was online. I didn't have much. And obviously, there were so many reasons I was in the place I was, but there were reasons. Right now, I mean, I still don't have many friends. I still don't have many social connections, but I do have social connections now. I do have genuine and loving people in my life who I'm glad have come into it. And I am actively looking and trying to make new people and new friends, and, well, not make new people, I'm not an architect. I am not the creator of whatever universe or whatever you believe. But no, I still don't have many connections, and I'm actively trying to change that, increase my confidence, increase who I am. I'm not so insecure anymore. I still have my insecurities and my issues, but I'm working past them, and I am making strides. Maybe as I grow, I can help some other people grow. Maybe I can give this advice and whatever. I mean, I've helped a lot of people in real life, but maybe I should stop focusing. I mean, there's this channel I listen to sometimes called Uzi. Her content is fantastic, genuinely good advice. I respect what she makes a lot. It's really good stuff. If you know her, you know her. It's very good stuff. But no, I respect what she said, and like some of her stuff about don't put all of this energy into trying to fix others, man. Like you're just like all this energy you could be putting into yourself. You're putting into other people to try and reflect on yourself. And I want to put that energy into me, and if I'm putting that energy into me, I can record that too in some cases when I've like kind of understood it, and maybe I can help others, but I'm not involving or enmeshing myself in someone else's life to do that, and I'm actually helping without compromising on my own health and mental well-being. And maybe I can help some of you kind people. And maybe we can come out into the woods together sometimes, and I can bring a coffee. We can just sit out here and talk. And doesn't that sound lovely? Well, I guess this is the introduction to the new start of this channel. My name is Ocean, and hopefully I can create something new for you all to watch, and maybe it will be worthwhile.